Good evening. I want to welcome everybody to our reception for graduates. I'm Doris Green, for those of you that have not met me. This is a very special evening, and we want to thank the parents, grandparents, family, and friends. We also have some special guests, Mr. Francis from the school board, and Dr. Nolte from Central Office, Dr. Garrett, Superintendent, and Dr. Leatherwood from the college. Janita Pace is College Liaison, and Matt Humber works with our students, and he's from the college also. We had 3 students that had averages that were very, very close. Our valedictorian, Garrett Wilkie, has a GPA of 4.5. Our salutatorian, Jessica Rigdon, had a GPA of 4.4. And Kaylee McAllister was our 3rd highest with a GPA of 4.2. All right, Kaylee, would you like to come up and introduce the speakers?
Hi, I would first like to introduce Garrett Wilkie, who will be giving our valedictorian speech tonight.
Okay, I must admit, I worked on this speech for a long time this morning. This is the best one I was able to find. If high school has taught me anything, it's how to use Google and how to make it look like something that I wrote. That's my work. Now for the speech. My name is Garrett Wilkie, and I am your valedictorian for the Haywood Early College class of 2013. I have a lot to say, so I would appreciate it if you would all applaud after everything I say. High school graduation is not the end of a life, but the start of one. The time we use what we have worked towards for 13 or 14 years, and we have studied and learned about our goals for the future and have strived to achieve them. Now we go into the world and use this knowledge for higher degrees, careers, and services to others. But before we rush out of high school and into adult life, we say our goodbyes and remember the good times we have all shared together. I forgot most of them, but the ones I remember are still pretty good. If you're all still awake, please hold back your tears. I remember the time that I first walked into a McLean class and was told that I was not going to be eaten by him. That was reassuring. Or the time that I was forced to watch Dancing Potatoes sing in Spanish, then write about what I learned. That was no bueno. Then there are the embarrassing moments that I will never forget. I may have been hungry that day when Miss Aldrich asked the girls in her class if they wanted any shoes, and I thought she said snacks and got all excited. And when I brought an entire arsenal of Nerf guns that are meant for kids way under my age range and fired at my fellow students while Highway to the Danger Zone played in the background. Or when a certain song plays at prom and you feel the need to dance in a way that you probably shouldn't. Now, there are several people that I would like to thank, as without them I would not be here today. I would first like to thank my mom and dad, as their military service inspired me to go into the military myself, but more importantly, without them I would not exist at all. I would also like to thank Ms. Pace and Ms. Den for their hard work in helping me to achieve my goals and prepare me for higher education, as I would probably not be going to any college at all after high school if it wasn't for all they've done for me. I would also like to thank my friends who could make me laugh every day. You know who you are. Those of you who weren't my friends, you also know who you are. I would like to thank my sister, Lauren Wilkie, who made me drive her to school every morning when I could have slept in. And I would also like to thank my church family for always being there, and my boss, Zeb Jolly, who gave me a job and made it easy to work for him. These people are not only important to me, but deserve much of the credit for the work that got me here. Oh yeah, Google does too, because how else would I find sources to write on plain paper? Now I can say that high school years were the best years of our lives, but that leaves a dark image of the future. Instead, I like to think of these last 4 years as a beginning to the best years of our lives. While some of us are choosing to get a higher education or continue working, we all will have careers, future relationships, and maybe even children to look forward to. So don't see this as the end of an era, but instead the start of many more to come. If you ever look back on this speech, Remember that one of the only 2 B's that I got was in public speaking. So don't hold your standards too high, since my experience making speeches has not always gone the way I wanted. And now I have some advice. If you're ever feeling down later in life, remember that during high school graduation, while you were sitting in the audience and I was giving this speech, I told you that you were all winners. And if anybody tells you different, remember this. If life gives you lemons, freeze them and throw them as hard as you can at the people making your life difficult.
Thank you, Garrett. If only I were that funny. Well, next we'll see what the salutatorian, Jessica Rigdon, has to say.
So today, I'm standing here, looking into the crowd as a graduating student. It feels just like yesterday when I walked onto the Haywood Community College campus for the very first time. I remember the fear and nervousness very well, but when I got there, I met people who were scared and nervous just like me. Over the years, we have bonded over incredible hurdles and challenges, which at the time felt impossible to overcome. But against all odds, we did. Not only did we make it, we succeeded with greatness. I remember standing in the Sunrise Cafe 5 years ago, thinking to myself that I was never, ever, ever going to graduate. 5 years seemed like such a long time. But time flew. A reminder to savor new experiences, for they are only new once. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and that first step is usually a scary one. Now I'm going to share a little wisdom that I've picked up during my time at HEC. I've made mistakes, and it's not going to be the last time. I've burned a few bridges. I've learned that you are known by the company you keep, and all that glitters isn't gold. Not to put all of your eggs in one basket, or to count them before they hatch. And there's more than one way to skin a cat. I've realized that procrastination is the thief of time, and sometimes you just have to let the chips fall where they may. And most importantly, that it takes mistakes, burned bridges, broken and unhatched eggs to make you appreciate all the good times. This room is full of people who have had a part in my life for the last 5 years. Staff members, teachers, classmates, friends, and family. I appreciate the role all of you have played in my life. I don't know where I'd be without you. I'm taking phone calls in the middle of the night, to sitting in their office and talking me through difficult times, helping me fix my schedule, and Miss Jones for her love and support, even though it was kind of harsh sometimes. I thank all of you for being there. Congratulations to the 2013 graduating class.
We will now have Dr. Leatherwood and Ms. Pace to give out the college awards.
Good evening. Thank you for being here, and congratulations to our graduates. This is exciting. And you know what? It's an amazing feat that they are finishing 2 degrees at one time. But it's really amazing, too, that not only are they studying all the time, but they're also involved in a lot of extracurricular things. And so I want to talk about Phi Theta Kappa, and I want to honor those students. Phi Theta Kappa provides opportunities to 2-year students for the development of leadership and service, for an intellectual climate of exchange of ideas and academic scholarship. It's founded as a national organization in 1918, and HCC has had a chapter since 1986. There's over 2.5 million members on 1,200 campuses across the country. Our current chapter has 25 members. Students must complete at least 12 hours towards an associate's degree with a GPA above 3.5 to be invited to join. So when I call your name, if you'll please come up and be recognized. Ashley White, Jessica Rigdon. Cecilia Roden. Kaylee McAllister. Cassie Hesley. Okay, the next award or recognition goes to the National Society of Leadership and Success. This organization, the mission is we build leaders who make a better world. The organization was founded in 2001 with the sole purpose of creating lasting positive change. We've had a campus chapter we established in 2011. We currently have 54 students at Haywood Community College that are in the chapter. Now students, they have to do a lot to be in this organization. They must complete a series of leadership seminars, speaker events, and goal-setting meetings in order to be fully inducted. Membership is for life and can be transferred to participating colleges and universities as you go on to study further. And if Nikolay Petrov will come up, please. And Garrett Wilkie. So I want to congratulate all these young students. And I just want to say a couple of parting words, is that when you first come on our campus, it's as important and as amazing for us as it may be for you. And just remember that we learn as much from you as you learn from us. So thank you for what you have contributed to Haywood Community College.
Good evening. I am Ms. Pace, the liaison at the early college, and I'm going to be representing some of the faculty at the college who would like me to recognize students for excellence in their classes this semester. First, Stephanie Wampler is one of our English professors, and she wanted me to recognize two students in her American Lit class this year who performed above and beyond. The first, for his hard work, is Garrett Wilkie. And the second is Kaylee McAllister. And I'm supposed to say to Justin Makepeace, the best Tobuscus buddy ever, peace off. You know what that means? From Stephanie to you. Yep. Okay. The next professor, Senor Bonds, teaches Spanish at the community college, and our students take college Spanish instead of high school, and so they get thrown in. And this student, in Chris's words, was a genius when it came to vocabulary and grammar. He was impressive in his inquisitive mind and impressed both his classmates and his professor. This award goes to Anthony Huber. Okay, the next award, one of our students finished his credentials early and so decided to take extra science classes above and beyond. And this professor was so impressed with his chemistry skills that she has pleaded with me to have him go on to science. And so whatever he decides to do, he'll have to get back to me. But she wanted to express how fantastic he is in science, and this goes to Nikolay Petrov for chemistry. Okay, next, for math. Math is one of the toughest courses that our students take, higher level math. And our professor, Tina Lee, wished to honor one of our students who he did so well in his higher level math that he didn't have to take the final this year because he scored so high before it, and that's Garrett Wilkie. In psychology, Dr. Dot teaches our psychology courses. This student decided to take extra psychology courses because he enjoyed them so much. She told me today that he wrote her a letter before he was graduating tonight, thanking her, and that she was so inspired that she plans on framing it for her office. And she asked me to tell him the phrase between them is "go and be free." Tim Wiles. Typically, I also give an award to a student in the graduating class who I think has exhibited excellence and has represented Haywood Community College very well. This time, however, I sat down and there were just so many options in this class. This is a very strong class. To give you some examples, there are 3 students in the audience who came to me in the summer and said, we need a mentor program in order to help our freshman students. How can we do that? And so they sat down and organized an application process, and this year successfully trained 28 mentors in order to mentor 55 students. Those students that led that program are Kaylee McAllister, Justin Makepeace, and Jesse Pinkston. Cece Roden has been very involved in the Sustainability Club this year and has led the Sustainability Club, which meets one of the major goals of community college. And so thank you, Cece, for your leadership in that as well. Cassie Hesley, she has represented in student government not only for the early college, but she's also been involved in Phi Beta Kappa and been the representative for the college to the college government. Nikolai Petrov was the president of the National Society of Leadership Success last year, and Kaylee McAllister and Rebecca Ward started a spirituality club this year at the college. All in all, what I can say is that this group is strong, and I really, I'm going to turn to you, and I'm going to say thank you for letting me be part of what you do. Thanks, guys.
From the high school side of things, I would like to give a certificate to Garrett Wilkie as class valedictorian. And our class salutatorian, Jessica Rigdon. From the high school perspective, I usually give one principal's leadership award, but like Ms. Pace said, we had so many leaders, it was hard to choose, and therefore I'm going to give 2 of these awards. Both of these students actually have finished up a 5-year program in 4 years, and it will be hard to imagine school without them next year. They certainly have big shoes to fill, so to speak. And the first one is Kaylee McAllister. I could stand up here and talk for an hour about the things that she has been involved in. Everything from our student government, organizing our school dances, and most specifically the mentorship program, which has been one of the highlights of the year and certainly helped our underclassmen a great deal, as well as being a great academic student. Thank you. And the other leadership award in high school goes to Garrett Wilkie. Garrett always set a great example for all of his fellow students, academically as well as just his presence on campus, and we certainly will miss you, Garrett. Now we are going to give our high school diplomas. And the way I want you to do this will be, you can come around here. Dr. Garrett will shake your hand and give you the diploma. You can walk all the way around and not have to, circle back or whatever. And if your parents want pictures, be sure and take as many as you want to, or when it's over, you can take whichever you choose. Cornelia, would you like to come in and sit down with us? Do we have any other folks out there? Any other? Okay, great. Our first student, Izzy Adair. There's some that are not here tonight. And she will be working. That was, and I think that's probably where she is tonight. Maggie Coulter. Maggie will be continuing studies at HCC. Sarah Davis is not with us, and she actually finished up at Christmas time and is working at Memorial Mission Hospital. Cornelia Edwards. Cornelia came to us from another early college, and she actually is a third-year student, so she's finishing up everything in 3 years, which is pretty amazing. She'll be going on to James Sprint Community College in Kenansville, North Carolina. She won a Haywood County Schools Foundation scholarship of $500 and other financial aid and scholarship of $5,500. Samantha Brady. And Samantha has been accepted at Western Carolina University. And Alicia is undecided, which is okay. Cassie Hesley. Cassie has been accepted at UNCA as well as Western Carolina University. She has scholarships of $4,000, and I believe today, anyway, she's going to UNCA. Anthony Huber. Anthony will be going to UNC Charlotte, and he has scholarships and financial aid of $13,000. Kay Kisner. And Kay's goals are to go to a 4-year university, and she hasn't made up her mind yet. James Cretchy. James, you're not. James is going to a 4-year university as well. Justin Makepeace. And Justin will be going to George Mason University in Fairfax, Virginia. Kayla McAllister. Kaylee will be going to Western Carolina University. She has $18,000 in financial aid, and she wants to be a teacher. Sierra Moses. All right, Nikolai Petrov. And I'm sure you heard all of the great work that he did at Haywood Community College. Actually, Nikolai could probably have gotten into any school that he wanted to go to. And he took almost every course that HCC offered in his years with us, but he has decided to join AmeriCorps. something to read. CC has been accepted at Berea College, and Berea College is among the most selective colleges in America. Students are selected on the basis of academic achievement, community service, and leadership potential. Less than 35% of all applicants are selected for admission each year, and students graduate from Berea with a high-quality education and practical experience from the college's labor program. It is an honor to have a student who has earned admission and Berea's tuition guaranteed value at $22,000 a year. Please join me in congratulating CC. Jessica Rigdon. Jessica is going to continue to study at Haywood Community College. Clayton Scruggs. Clayton is going to continue his studies at Haywood Community College. Sarah Smith. Sarah Smith is going to Western Carolina University and has scholarship and financial aid of $14,000. Jessica Tyson is not here tonight. She is working. She actually finished up at Christmas time. Rebecca Warren. And Rebecca's going to continue to study at Haywood Community College. Ashley White. Ashley will be going to East Tennessee State University in Johnson City, Tennessee, and has a scholarship for $6,000. I don't believe that Timothy Wiles is with us. Timothy will be going to Fayetteville State University in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and has a scholarship for $5,500. And certainly not least, our last is Garrett Wilkie. And Garrett had several options, as you can imagine, and he has decided to go to the Citadel in Charleston, South Carolina. I want to thank everyone for coming. I'm sure that y'all wouldn't have missed it for the world to help these young folks celebrate. There are just a few announcements that I'd like to make. And first and foremost, please, everybody, join us tomorrow night at 7 o'clock at the HCC auditorium for their college graduation. Also, for the seniors and fifth years, yearbooks will be on sale on Friday. We'll have a yearbook signing party. So please, I know you're all grown up and have your future planned, but we'd love to see you on Friday at our cookout and annual signing. And Kelly McAllister will have your tassels to give out to you. I think that those are mainly as just a little souvenir from high school, because tomorrow night y'all will be wearing one from the college. And please leave your diploma covers. There's a box in the kitchen as you go out. Leave those, because as you know, you can't keep those until June the 3rd. That's state law. And June the 3rd is 182 days, and you can stop by and pick them up, or we'll mail them to you, whichever you choose. Now we'd like everybody to join us for a reception. Take all the pictures that you'd like, and visit as long as you'd like to. Thank you again for coming and celebrating with us. All right.
Thank you.